my fucking god, you guys. I just finished making a video about substantive policies about why Hillary Clinton's corrupt and the WikiLeaks and all this fun stuff, right? I love how it's so fun to get angry about the WikiLeaks. You know what's not fun? It's not fun to get angry about the amazing atheist because he's a fucking idiot. In so many ways is he the biggest fucking dunce in the world, and I gotta look over my shoulder for the amazing atheist army, which will attack me after I make this video. But such a fucking dunce in so many ways. I was watching his podcast the other day, and I know that speaks badly of me, but I like the Drunken Peasants, mostly for the other people on the show. I like his brother Scotty. Ben's a great host. But I was watching the Drunken Peasants the other day, and they had all four presidential candidates on the screen, and TJ basically proves that he doesn't give a shit about policy and that he's just trying to seem edgy, bro. Yo, I'm edgy. So Hillary Clinton, obviously, he wouldn't vote for because that would get him crucified. And there's plenty of legitimate reasons not to vote for Hillary Clinton. I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton because she's a neoliberal and I don't agree with her policies because I actually give a shit about policies. TJ doesn't. He gives a shit about how things look, how things feel, man. Like, overall arching thing. Like, who's, like, the best, like, mindset to be the president, bro? But this is a little bit of a side rant, because it's not the video I'm talking about today. He decided, I vote for Gary Johnson if I was gonna vote, if I was gonna partake in the system, man. I'd vote for Gary Johnson, bro. Gary Johnson. Let alone the fact that Gary Johnson would cause the death of millions of Americans by getting rid of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all this shit, TJ. If you give a fuck about poor people or anything that you've made videos about throughout all the fucking years, and you wouldn't vote for Gary Johnson. But no, you choose fucking Gary Johnson because your mob of idiots that watch you be like, yeah, Gary Johnson, bro. Jill Stein's an SJW, man. Fuck that. SJW, bro. Yeah. Dude, who gives a fuck? I give a shit about policy. Jill Stein, her plans are actually real, and all the smears against her are just that. Fucking smears. She's not anti-vax. She's not anti-GMO. She's not anti-science. She's a fucking scientist, you idiot. But that's a side issue. The point is this dude's an idiot, and he made a video called 17 More Answers for Black People, because a while ago he made a video called Whatever Something Answers for Black People, and it was racist as shit. And I made a video, I think I made a video, or at least I tried to make a video about it back then. I may not have. Basically, there's a quote in there from TJ. This quote basically sums up the video, in my opinion, where he says, black people are, quote, a bunch of thugs that would just as soon shoot me as look at me. That black people are, quote, a bunch of thugs who would shoot me just as soon as look at me. So, okay. I'm black. I don't think I would shoot you just as soon as look at you, TJ. That's why we don't profile people, buddy. That's why we learned not to be prejudiced in school. Why we learned, hey, you know how little Jimmy over there is black? You shouldn't judge him and call him a thug that would just as soon shoot you as look at you just because of the color of his skin, little amazing atheist. You know, you should have learned that in fucking grade school, you idiot. You fucking dunce. So, after that video, he made a bunch of other red herring videos to make it seem like, oh, I wasn't just shitting on black people because I'm racist against blacks. I made answers to white people and Asian people and other people too. Yeah, I did that too. So that makes me not racist. It doesn't. What you said in the video was racist, that black people are a bunch of thugs that would shoot you just as soon as look at you. So he made 2 more videos I see on his channel. I haven't been to his channel in a while because it's cancer. But he made another video towards black people and another video towards black people just to show, like, yeah, I really did mean the black people. That's who I really want to make answers to and who I want to shit on here. So, I haven't watched it yet, but let's just watch a few minutes of it because I'm probably not going to be able to take too much of this video because of how fucking annoying TJ is, how insufferable his fuck the system, man attitude is. Fuck the black people, man. They're just SJWs. I've done enough intro. Let's listen.
Today we're going to answer the first first 17. Tomorrow we'll answer the remaining 18. So are you motherfuckers ready for this? Number 1. Is clapping on beat really that hard?
That's a fact. If TJ is going to come, oh, well, that's racist towards whites. That is racist towards whites. The whites are the ones that are discriminated against. I, as a white man, TJ, am being kept down by people making jokes about how I don't have rhythm. Oh my God. If I make a joke like blackface, I'm going to call you a pussy SJW cock. And for saying, hey, TJ, that has historical racist context. You probably shouldn't dress up in blackface. But if you make a joke about how white people have less rhythm, then you are a piece of fucking racist shit. And you're just as bad as the Klan, Black Lives Matter. You're just as bad as the Klan. Okay, it's a fact. As much as I've noticed that white people often don't clap on beat. It's funny. It's a joke. Take it as a fucking joke, you PC pussy, TJ. You're the one that's fucking PC. I'm not PC. You're the one that's fucking PC. You can't make a joke about white people. Let's see what he says, though. If he doesn't say that, they'll give him credit. But I guarantee you who's going to say, that is racist against white people. I think that if someone said that about black people, then you guys would be offended. So, white people don't clap on beat. Let's see what TJ's response to that is. And let me just tell you a little story about that. I was in a white middle school, correct? And we had this play. Long story short, this is what the claps sound like. It was supposed to be on beat like. What we had was, because some white people were clapping off beat. They're idiots. They're not idiots. I'm sorry, but I'm just a little upset. And a lot of times white people don't clap on beat. It's a joke. It's not like I'm being prejudiced or anything.
I was honestly not aware that we were supposed to be clapping on a beat during an applause. I've never heard a crowd of people.
That's the whitest response I've ever fucking heard to that. And that just shows that TJ doesn't listen to good music. He listens to people like fucking Marilyn Manson who fucking suck and have no fucking talent and show that they're idiot, drugged out pieces of shit who don't have any thoughts in their fucking head. Every time they get interviewed, TJ, how come every time Marilyn Manson's in an interview, he looks like an idiot? How come every time Kendrick Lamar's in an interview, he agrees with all your politics and he's actually smart? But you'd say, nah, that's just garbage. Like, you always dismiss new rap as just garbage. I'm TJ, I wear a fedora. And listen to Marilyn Manson. It's like, fuck you. You should be hung. You should be hung. Fuck you, amazing atheist. Okay, let's try to get more. Why should we be applauding on beat dang? It's not an applause, you idiot. It's when you're clapping to fucking music. You've never done that because you're a white honky piece of shit.
Black or white doing so. I mean, sometimes certain sports cheers or clapping to music.
Have you ever done that, TJ?
Clapping in unison to a beat, you know, like boom, 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 boom.
He can actually do it.
White people can do that shit just fine. So what the hell are you talking about?
No, they fucking can't.
Number 2, why do y'all dance like that?
White people can be good at dancing. I mean, obviously these are just...
Plenty of white people can dance.
Fact.
Plenty of black people can't dance. But...
So, TJ, when you say plenty of white people can dance, plenty of black people can dance, it's not necessarily true that white people can't clap on beat. Yeah, I was making a joke earlier about how white people can't clap on beat. Crucify me, internet. Crucify me. But these are both jokes that are totally fine to make. But if you're serious about it, then that's a problem. So TJ, if you're going to say things like, yes, many white people can dance, and yes, many black people can't dance, why wouldn't you say something like, in response to yourself, yes, many white people are thugs, and yes, many black people are thugs. You can get shot by anyone. Actually, it's actually a fact that if only 0.1% of black people will murder and 0.05% of white people will murder, double the black people will murder. But is that really a concern for you, TJ? Unless you're just trying to point out that one race you think is inferior. Maybe that's your agenda. Let's see if you'll apply your own standard to yourself in your further comments that are probably racist.
If there still remains a kernel of truth in the idea that black people are generally better dancers, that raises a bigger question. So fucking what? Isn't dancing supposed to be fun? If people are having fun dancing, what do you give a shit about their skill level? Unless they're actively performing for you, It's really none of your business.
Big issue you're taking on here, TJ.
Number 3, will you please stop trying to touch
That is
our hair
annoying,
without...
and it happens. TJ, if you're going to act like this doesn't happen because you're not black, and you've never had it, and you've never had someone come up and try to touch your hair. I'm half white, and when my hair gets longer, it gets curly. And people will come up and say, "Oh my God, can I touch your hair?" And if it's a hot chick, of course I'm going to let them do that. But it's at the same time, it does kind of make you feel a little bit like an outsider, especially when you're a little kid and you're in a class with a bunch of other. Because I'm in a more affluent family, and so I was in class with all white kids. And if you're in class with all white kids and all the kids want to touch your hair because you're different, that makes you feel a little bit like an outsider, and it's not that big a deal. But it is something that these black people on BuzzFeed can complain about without your fedora ass getting all on them. So, fuck you, TJ. Let's see what your response is.
Well, seeing as how I've never done that, sure, I'll happily continue.
I've never done that because I'm antisocial and I don't even talk to people in general. It's like, TJ, we're not talking about you. This happens. You can't just dismiss it. Well, I haven't done it. Oh.
To never do that.
Well, I haven't done it.
Number 4, why do you freak out when people of color are cast to play white fictional characters? Now, to exemplify this behavior, we're shown a tweet that reads, "If it's okay for a black guy to play human..."
You guys do freak out. The neckbeards all simultaneously flip shit whenever there's a black person cast as in a traditionally white role. When Thor became a woman, all the fucking anti-SJW, I'm a neckbeard and I have a fedora people they all flip out. You can't deny this, TJ. They do all flip out whenever there's a female this cast as a male or something else, okay? These people do flip the fuck out. And yes, SJWs also flip the fuck out when a traditionally person of color is cast as a white person. Neither of these matter. If you're not PC or an SJW or any of these things, or if you don't give a shit about all this stuff and you care about policy like me, then you shouldn't fucking care about who's playing what race is who in what movie. Who gives a shit, TJ? And you'll act like you have the same position as me, like that you don't give a shit, but you'll still feed into the whole, well, why did they change the character to black? I don't like black people, I'm TJ. Nah. God. I'm not sure I can take much more of this. Let's see how much more we can do.
Touch in the F4 reboot, then I guess it's okay for a white guy to play Black Panther, right? Livia T. To me, this tweet doesn't seem to be freaking out that a black dude is playing a traditionally white character. To me, this tweet seems to be pointing out the hypocrisy that these sorts of race changes are always a one-way street.
And I also pointed out the hypocrisy.
More traditionally white characters are being played by non-whites or people of color, if you idiotically prefer that moronic descriptor. But how many times have you seen a black character played by a white guy? In other words, if they made a new Blade movie and Blade was suddenly played by like Simon Pegg or some shit like that, so black people would...
TJ is basically saying what I said. He's pointing out, this guy isn't complaining, he's just pointing out the hypocrisy. But then TJ goes on to complain that it's only a one-way street. We're losing all our characters as white people. I'm not a huge, I can't refute him on the spot and come up with a black guy who's played by a white person. He's probably right about that. But once again, TJ, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Why are you talking about this? Why am I talking about this? Because I'm outraged. That's why. Because I'm fucking angry at this idiot. This fucking dunce that'll vote for Gary Johnson and make all these dumb decisions and shit on black people overtly just to appeal to racists, and will make peace with AIU just to appeal to racists. God, fuck them. Fuck them. Let's just get a little bit further. I'm only 3 minutes in. I can't go much more because it's so infuriating, and it's not even as bad as the other one.
Yet when white people get upset about the same sort of thing, it's considered racist, as long as they can effectively portray their character. Number 5. And why do you freak out when people of color are cast to play any fictional characters that are actually of color?
Who cares about this BuzzFeed?
6. Why do you riot when your sports team loses? I don't, but the folks who...
Okay, so BuzzFeed is making a generalization about white people in a way that saying that, oh, white people riot when their sports team loses. But I would say that BuzzFeed is making this response to when white people like yourself, fedora-wearing fucks, who don't give a shit about issues will go out there and be like, why is Black Lives Matter rioting? Why are the blacks rioting? There's no racial discrimination, so why are they rioting after a police shooting? So TJ, the person who supposedly hates cops, will always come to the whole Bill O'Reilly position of, well, where are the fathers? And he doesn't literally say where are the fathers, but he sounds like that when he says things like, why are they rioting? Because they're fucking poor, TJ, and those people who are rioting and fucking stealing shit are not protesters, they are poor people who live in the city. Okay? So, when someone gets shot, like Michael Brown, and there's already a track record of police disproportionately shooting black people, even in the same situation where they're unarmed. So you can't justify that, TJ. You can say that black people commit more crimes, but this is accounting for that. And accounting for the situation they're in, if they're armed or not. Black people still get shot disproportionately. But there's no systemic racism. But there is, and there's evidence of it, you idiot. There is evidence of it. Like, what the I need to stop yelling. And I really need to get over this. But TJ, you're a fucking idiot. And when your followers come and comment on this video, I want you to take one message from me. Everyone who comments on this video from The Amazing Atheist, go fucking kill yourself, alright? I seriously hope that you fucking die. And just go fuck off. Go talk about non-issues some more, and I'll be here talking about the fucking WikiLeaks, fucking the economy, healthcare, shit that actually matters, police brutality, the stuff that TJ will fucking dismiss and say, I'm voting for Gary Johnson. I'm an idiot. Fuck you, TJ. God, I can't take this anymore. The video's over. And fuck this shit.